Hello, everybody. I hope we'll get along today for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I also hope I'll have this clicker in check, okay, so we can cooperate and do some things together. So basically, before I introduce myself, I would like to tell you a little bit of a story. Does anyone know David? Is someone David here? I hope he's not, okay? Why not? Because David is a great IT guy. The firm has put a lot of money, knowledge into him. They trained him for 2 or 3 years that he is proficient in the things that he does, okay? So he's a very valuable team member. But also, David isn't just a firm guy. He isn't just a businessman. David is also a family man. He has a family. He has 2 daughters that he loves very much. He has a wife that he loves very much, okay? Let's go on. He has a lot of friends and family that support him, that he likes to go out with them, and so on. What I'm trying to tell you is that one day this happens, okay? What is this? When he went to work, something happened with him. He started having chest pain, okay? Nobody knew what to do. Then this happened. Everybody ran away. Everybody screamed, okay? And now let me tell you a little about this. What do you think was the result? I will give you 2 results, okay? This is the first one. Who likes this result? Hands up. Okay, very positive people. Okay, I like that. Let's go on. Who likes this result? Nobody. But usually, these are the results, okay? Why? Because this is the rate and chance of survival when something happens to you. You can be a great businessman, you can be a great family man, but you cannot escape this. There are 2 rules in the world for now. We get born and we die. But we don't want to die early because someone doesn't know what to do. And this is the thing that I'm going to talk to you about today because I'm from a simulation center in Ljubljana where we educate these things, okay? So, let's begin. I'm from Simulation Center in Ljubljana. My name is Davorin, as you already heard, okay? I work in the ER, adult ER, pediatric ER, trauma ER. Wherever people are dying, we are there, okay? But we don't want them to die. We want to help them. But you also have to help us help them. Because before we come, you as lay population have to do something about it. Or else, you're going to be brain dead. And that will happen in 3 minutes. Very quickly, okay? I'm going to show you a little video, and then you're going to tell me what do you think about it, okay? So we have a little situation. This can happen to everyone, and it does, believe me. If this was your mother, father, child, whatever, what do you think about it? Does anyone have an opinion about this video or not? Well, usually when things go bad, everyone is just quiet. Remorse. I didn't know what to do. Feeling bad. Don't be that guy, okay? Do something about it. It doesn't have to end like this. So, where do we come in? We come in at here that we educate professionals, mainly professionals, or our doctors, nurses, anesthesiologists, whatever you want, but also lay population. When I finished faculty, we were just here. We had some theory, we had some skills, and then you said, now you can go work in the ER. And then you get a guy that was hit by a truck, his leg is missing, his arm is missing, he's bleeding. He's pleading for you to help him because he has a little child and he does not want it to die. And you're there like shaking, but everyone at the faculty said, you're ready, you know everything, you know the theory. In real life, you don't know nothing. This is just the beginning. This is an upgrade, and then you start to live, okay? What a simulation center does, we give experiences that you cannot get in real life. You can get them, but usually when you get them, it's too late. You have to be prepared for them. So here is where the simulation center comes in. We upgraded the theory of universities with theory and skills, so we added also augmented reality, virtual reality. Those are the things that can help us give something that doesn't happen every day. Then we go to simulations. Do it like it's done in real life, so that people are shaking. I'm going to show you a few examples, okay? Then we give them feedback. This is where they learn. For example, when doctors come to us and train ER or whatever, if they make a mistake, who cares? It's just a simulator. But if it happens in real life, that's a problem. So they make mistakes at us. They're allowed, but just don't do it in real life, because you're going to get an experience, okay? And then, of course, we do the simulations at their house with their equipment and so on, okay? Now I'm going to show you a little bit one of the trauma situations that our doctors go through, okay? So we have a simulator. This is not a real man, okay? He's bleeding, he's vomiting, he's stinking, and now we have an ER team from Croatia, okay? These are doctors from ER. They finished faculty. They went to the faculty for almost 20 years. And then, when they had that situation, what happened? They were, what to do? What to do? What if you are that patient? Is that good enough for you? Is that good enough for your child, for your mother, brother? Don't be satisfied with that, okay? So, in a simulation center, we give them experiences that they hope won't get in real life, but if it happens, they're going to have it. It's going to be easier for them, okay? So it's not like this. Nobody knows what to do. Everyone has their part, okay? This is one of the simulations that we did with our pre-hospital teams. You see a woman. This is not a real woman. This is our simulator. As you see, they're very real life-like. We have a mobile unit outside, as you saw, the big trailer. We have one of the pediatric simulators there. If anyone is interested, you can go and see it, okay? She is used for palliative care, oncology care. I think that also in Slovakia, as in Slovenia, you have a lot of older population and not so enough of young population. These are the patients that we are going to encounter a lot more and more and more, okay? So we prepare our teams that they are proficient when these situations happen. And when we make simulations for them, as you see, it's really lifelike. When they usually come, their hands are shaking, they're vomiting because it stinks. In real life, when you have a patient like that, it's always very rough. I'm going to tell you one anecdote. In Slovenia, our grandmothers always told us, when you go somewhere along with a car, this is especially for the girls, always have some underwear with you, just in case. I'm going to tell you a little bit secret. When you have a car accident, they're all fist up. You always urinate, you always defecate, okay? So underwear in your purse doesn't help. Just a tip, okay? Because when you're heavily injured, everything goes out here, here, and here. Just choose where you want us to see it, okay? So that's the real life. I won't give you daisies and roses because they are not. You have to be prepared to react to those situations. Let's go on. Another part of our students that we teach what to do. All of these things are now incorporated in curriculum in Slovenia. It's mandatory for them to go there because before they go work in a real clinical environment, they have to get an experience so they are more proficient when it happens, okay? So it's not real blood, it's not a real person, but it's a real amputation, real bleeding, and so on, okay? And they are very under-stressed. As you see here, we film them. Why? So we can give them feedback. Because usually in trauma care, they tell us, it's always blood, it's messy, and so on. And when you're under stress, you usually do this because you're hot. But you have bloody hands, and you just did this. But you don't know it until someone says it to you, because you're under stress, okay? Let's go on. Another simulation of a trauma patient that we did in our pre-hospital teams, okay? So they train as in real life. This is not a circus, okay? It can quickly be, but the point is that when they're finished, they are competent. They say, I can do this. Not that they go to work and they're like shaking and saying, I don't want a child to come in, I don't want an elderly, I don't want anaphylactic shock and so on. Prepare for it and you won't be scared, okay? One of the situations on the field, Nobody tells you that it's bloody, but it will be. So we have to be prepared for those situations. It's very important to be as real life like. This is one of our internal rooms that we use, and as you see, we have cameras, so we can do a debriefing, feedback on them, to tell them what was good, what could be better. But if they made a mistake, so what? Great. That is a gem for us, because we learn on the mistakes. Why would I repeat his mistake if I don't have to? Learn something from it. So that's the great point. Because in universities, at least in Slovenia, it was like that. If you ask something, you are like, you're stupid. Okay, why are you asking me? And everyone are always quiet, okay? Ask as much as you want. If you don't know something, say it, don't be quiet, okay? You have to learn. This is one of our debriefing rooms where when everything stops, you have to just chill out a little bit because you're still shaking, okay? And then we tell them what was good, what could be better, and so on. And this is very important here, psychological safety. Someone films your mistakes. That can be very hard for some people. Also in Slovenia, also in Slovakia, also in France. It's the same everywhere, okay? So psychological safety means wherever we did there, stays there, okay? Nothing mustn't come out, because those people work in real life, and if someone sees that they did a mistake, they will be scared, okay? But we are all humans. We made mistakes, but we can learn from them. That's the point of a simulation center, okay? Are we the first one using this kind of method of learning? No. I'm going to show you a clip and tell you something about it. Do you all know this guy? I think you do. As you see here, he has an emergency situation, okay? He has to do something about it. He is doing something about it, and then we're going to see if he makes it or not. If you saw the movie, you know the outcome, okay? He's very focused. He knows what to do, and now he saw the light. But he saw the light probably because he was coked out of his mind in the movie, okay? But it helps. Everything to save the people, right? Well, you have to be prepared for those situations. Also in the medical field, things happen like that. You have to be prepared, okay? I'm going to show you one movie what basically simulations in healthcare mean.
Healthcare professionals work under constant pressure to make the right decision at the right time. The broad knowledge they acquire in medical schools is essential, but it is only the tip of the iceberg of experience needed to treat people safely. Through simulation training, we help them master their skills by performing rare situations they do not encounter daily. By simulating real-life scenarios in small groups, we provide a safe space for reporting, as a reflection on exercises captured on camera is essential to successful learning. Better training, better care.
I hope you understood the point that I said before earlier. In the university, tip of the iceberg. Everything else, that's life, and that's training and education that doesn't stop, okay? You have to do it over and over and over again. Another clip, how important this is.
Making split-second decisions in rare life or death situations can be very stressful, leading to mistakes. How to change that? With ongoing accredited simulation training. First, we consult the quality department on risk.
It froze, like people in real life, okay? No problem. You get the point of simulations in healthcare, okay? We have some goals that we have to achieve, and there's a method of how to achieve those goals. It's not something that I say, this is good for you. I have to know what you're doing, what you want to achieve, methods, results, and so on, okay? You know what I'm talking about. Let's go on. We don't just educate people. We also solve problems for them. Because we teach a lot of professionals. They came to us from the medical field and said, we have a problem when we get a child in the ER at night. What's the problem? I don't know what dosages of drugs to give him. Why? Because I'm under stress, and because we always give dosages to children on the term how heavy they are. But if you ask a father in the middle of the night, what's the weight of his child, he will tell you, I don't know even if it's my child, I don't know what weighs okay? And then we have a problem. So we solved that problem for them. So we made a pediatric tape with which we measure a child, and then in 2 seconds, you know everything about the child. Which medicine, how much, and so on. So this is like a thing we call idiot proof. Measure, read, do. But when you're under stress, logic falls out, believe me. When we had reanimation of a child, and there's always a mother and a father there, and you're screaming, rationality falls out, believe me. I hope no one of you has ever experienced that, I really hope, but when it does, you won't know your own name. So everything that you can have that it can help, it will be much easier for you, especially for professionals. Let's go on. Another thing, we people in medicine are people of algorithms. Usually maybe like in IT, okay? So if this happens, you do this. If this happens, you do that. Very simple. Idiot proof again, okay? But in real life, when you're under stress, again, you don't know nothing. So we came up with an application that can help you when you're under stress. Of course, you don't type on the computer when you're resuscitating someone, but when someone is there, third or fourth person, he can have this so it can help. So it guides you what to do, how to do it, what are the stats. Also, what we found out that people, when we are under stress, it helps if there are some colors. Because if you see a green color, what would that mean for you when you see it quickly? That's okay. If it's red, very bad. It's like basic idiot-proof stuff again, but it works. Because when you're under stress, easy things work, okay? So we solve problems for the clinicians, not just educate them. They say, we have a problem, I don't know what to do. Here's the solution. Let's go on. Imagine this. You tell a child to draw the sun, but he has never seen the sun before. What will happen? He will draw a black sun. The same thing happens in medicine. Someone has not seen a child who was struck by a car yet in real life, but when he does, he's very, very scared. Well, this is where augmented reality comes in and VR. With augmented reality and AR, we can show them the situations that rarely happen, but they have to get the experience of them, because when they happen in real life, they know what to do. It's easier for them. So we have an augmented reality of our patient Alice, where you learn the algorithms. It's real. You see the situation as in real life. Because is any one of you allergic to any medicines maybe here, or drugs, or whatever? If you take that drug, you will die in 5 minutes. But that doesn't happen every day. And a clinician, if he has never seen it before, he won't know what it is. And if you don't know what it is, you can't treat it. And you'll die. And you don't want to die, do you? Okay? So we use augmented reality to teach them some things that they cannot see in clinical environment every day. So we solve the problem again for them. We're trying to solve it, okay? Another problem, a big one, I don't know how it's Slovakia. I think Slovakia is a little bit smaller country like Slovenia, okay? But we had a problem, and the problem is that knowledge used for like simulations in healthcare is very centralized. We're in Ljubljana, and if they want to learn with this kind of method, they have to come to us. But everyone does not have the resources or the money, or in healthcare, time. Time is precious. Everyone can't come to us. So, what was the solution? Go out. Why would they come to us? We can go to them when they have spare time. So, we have a mobile unit that you saw outside, with which we go through the Europe, Slovenia, and teach professionals and lay population, whatever, or students, things that they can get in a simulation center, but if you don't have it, you can't learn with this kind of method. Okay? So this is the solution for the problem that everyone cannot come to us, so we come to them. We have a debriefing space, we have a space there where you work, and then you can do whatever they need. I don't want to teach you whatever I want. I want to teach you whatever you need. You will tell me, this is the cultural part that we live in, these are the problems that we have. Okay, I will teach you that. Not what I want to teach you. But in universities, what do they teach us? What they want to teach us, not what you maybe always need. But it's okay. It's a education program, okay? So we have this mobile unit which we can go throughout Europe. We have been in Croatia right now. We will go also to Bosnia, Austria, and so on. So it's used a lot to teach someone with this method that you cannot have every day, and it's very rare in Europe. Who started with all this? Aviation, as I told you before. People were dying because pilots were not ready for the situations when they commence. So they started using simulations to help them prepare. This is same here, okay? Just another ball game. The last thing I want to tell you, as I told you before, you don't want to be on the loser side. What that means, we always have three kinds of people that come into the simulation center. One are the people that say, okay, I want to come because I do not want to be scared when I'm working my night shift in the ER. Great. Second people are, in our country, there's a legislation that professionals have to come to train. They don't ask you. You have to, or you can go work in Lidl or Hofer. Doesn't matter, okay? The third kind of people are the people that I see usually when they come, and I see them like this. And usually, it's a problem. Why? When I go to them and I ask them, why are you so stiff? Or I see them later through the education program, they start to cry when they see some things because they relate to some situation. And usually it's like something happened 2 weeks earlier. Child died when I was at work, a father died, and so on. Please don't be the third person. Okay? I know that all of you are not healthcare professionals. You don't need to be. What I'm trying to tell you is, before we come, you have to do your part. Okay? If you do not, when we come, we will always just save the body, but someone is brain dead. You don't want that, and that can happen very quickly. So you have to do some mandatory things to help someone. Okay? So, from my part, this is it. I will be here today and tomorrow. You can find me, ask me whatever you want, and this is it from me, okay? Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Davorin.
You're welcome.
As you already mentioned, there is a training unit from your team outside. If you want to sign up for one of the workshops, you can do that on the website Slovakia Tech. You can see the times of the workshops there as well. So please do use this opportunity. There are no questions in Slido, but I do have one question for you.
Yeah.
You mentioned in your presentation that in Slovenia, now it's part of the mandatory curriculum for the medical education that you do. You go through the simulation training. So I can say perhaps that we can look up to you from Slovakia and do it that way as well. What would you say, what country is a role model for you? Who do you look up to in terms of simulation training?
Basically, we treat ourselves a little bit like a Balkan country, okay? We always look at the north, like a North Star, okay? So Sweden, Norway, and so on. They're very good at those things. So basically, usually, they are the guideline that we use, okay? And it is applicable to our environment. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Can you perhaps share with us one of the coolest things you've seen there in the north, up in the north, that we don't see here?
In the north, we have a lot of cruel things already here, so don't look for cruel things. Look for the good sides, okay? Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And
You're
please,
welcome.
ladies and gentlemen, do use the opportunity to look at the training in one of your mobile units. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Davorin Markovic, ladies and
Thank
gentlemen.
you.